Hey everyone, it's the final countdown.
It's the last chapter, and this is our final adventure. So let's hop aboard this rainbow slab of a stone ship.
The Rainbow Stone Ship of Newfoundland. Welcome to Canada,
Home of Moose.
home of Temporal Tower, a floating fortress in the sky.
Yes.
It doesn't even look like a ship.
It's
It's like
it's not. It's just a slab of stone, but whatever.
it's spam in a can.
No, it's not spam. That would be kind of rainbow spam ship. Anyway, this is our final dungeon. Technically, there's the post story, but this is the final dungeon of the main game, and as such, we will be
Yes.
having tons of fun with it.
So because there's a main game, there's obviously a post game.
But
So
we'll be getting into that later.
that's later. But as far as we know right now, this is our last obstacle before we save the world.
Yes. And this is actually a pretty cool... Yeah, I don't know. I kind of like this dungeon. I know the first Mystery Dungeon games had a tower too. I haven't finished them, but there's a tower in those dungeons or those games too, isn't there? As the final dungeon.
I honestly forgot.
I think it's called Sky Tower. I at least know the name.
Okay.
You-
I'll trust you on that one. Yeah, had to do a weird cut there. But I'm going to get rid of quite a few items because there's some pretty... you can get some pretty interesting items in this dungeon. One of the things I did pick up was another scope lens. So,
That's always useful.
for the post game, if you collect some really good hold items for other members of your party, that's also very nice. And some pure seeds. Pure seeds will help us.
I don't know, I never
in
use
case-
pure seeds. I know it's nice to have, but like, I don't know, I never use pure seeds because I want to get it, especially in this tower, you can get a ton of experience off of the enemies. Speaking of which, Temporal Tower. Temporal Tower is 24 floors, I believe, but that one of those floors is the final boss floor. Yes, there is a boss. So 24 floors. There is a halfway point, so there is a spot between the two. There is traps. The main type is steel and psychic, and yeah. Again, I'm getting confused because there's also, you technically visit this in the special episode with Grovyle 2 in the future. So there's all this information about the future version of the tower. There is no recruiting allowed in this dungeon. Pokemon you can find. Now this is interesting because I don't think any other dungeon does this. In the first half of Temporal Tower, you can find Porygon, Solrock, Lunatone, and Bronzor, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in the second half, Temporal Spire, after the halfway point, you can find Porygon 2, Porygon Z, Salamence, Bronzong, Metagross, and Metagross. And those are the evolved forms of the other Pokemon. Well, not Solrock, and Salamence is new in Solrock and Lunatone, but there's a few evolved forms. And it's interesting that it changes, because usually even with the halfway point, the Pokemon are still the same, you know what I mean? Or you find certain ones later. There's not a whole new
Right.
selection of Pokemon. So that's what you can find in this tower. And it's pretty, I don't know, I didn't find this that hard. I do find that the tower can be tricky and you do want to keep your guard up.
Yeah, especially with Porygon. Like, Porygon out of nowhere has Discharge as a default move in this dungeon.
Yeah, that can be definitely tricky. One thing to keep in mind though is, again, these Pokemon can give you a lot of experience, so definitely try and kill as much as you can, just to get your level up. It's definitely worth.
And the Porygons, they're very... you didn't see me do it there, but they're very easy to dispatch using Brick Break. So that Brick Break move technique has been very helpful with a lot of these dungeons.
Yeah, surprisingly, fighting moves tend to be really useful in this playthrough. Granted, Super Effective doesn't... I don't know if it plays that big a role, but it's definitely helpful. And sometimes just a few experience points is all it takes. I mean, because the way that our level is, we pretty much can be taken out in 2 moves. So... You know what I mean? Because we only have like 100, and some of our attacks can do 50, and same with the enemy Pokemon. So it's not. It's pretty
But
easy
we
to
have-
get this badged.
We have the one-up on them because we have brains.
Yes, they have computer AI, and you found a scope lens.
Yes, that is the other scope lens, and I give it to Pikachu because Discharge.
Because there's only one Pokemon to
actually...
give it to.
Well, what's that?
I said because there's only one more Pokemon to give it to.
Well, that's also true, but Discharge, a cool thing about Discharge, it calculates the critical hit percentage individually for each Pokemon you hit in the dungeon. So you have the same chance of getting a critical hit on every single Pokemon. That's always a cool thing.
Mm-hmm. And I love this music here. I actually, kind of plugging another group, but I've recently, as in like not like yesterday, I ended up listening to a bunch of Overclock remix songs.
Oh yeah.
Basically, I found one video, and then like 20 minutes later, I had 100 new favorite videos because I really like remixes of music. But they did a remix of this Temporal Tower song.
Oh, they've done, okay. So they've done those too. Have you ever heard the OC Mega Man X series remix track Maverick Rising, the album?
I think you showed it to me, maybe.
I showed you a couple songs. That album is, I have never played the Mega Man X series, but that album is super impressive.
Yeah, there's been a few times where games I haven't played, the music still impressed me, because, you know, music's music, no matter whether or not you like the game or play the game. And, yeah, Porygon can be... I don't know, this dungeon, there's really not too many trouble spot Pokemon. I guess just in general, keep your guard up. Don't beware, because they...
Don't stop. You're in luck.
I thought you were going to say, don't stop believing. You know, this is the final episode. We should be doing a musical number. We should make this a musical episode.
I can control my bowels.
What? No, we're not. No. You know what? Forget that. We're not doing a musical episode. You clearly do not have an appreciation for the musical arts.
No,
sir.
that was from who? Have you seen Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Well, of course I've seen Whose Line Is It Anyway. I don't know what.
Yeah, they have a skit. They have a game they play called no. It's called musicals, and they're supposed to think of songs that musicals that wouldn't be normally sung about.
Mm-hmm.
So one of Ryan Stiles' choices was bowel movements and kidney stones, like I passed a stone today, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I love Whose Line Is It Anyway. It's you know, that's one of those shows where I don't think I'd ever get sick of going back and watching it. I mean, I'll admit, even though I always praise 90s cartoons, you know, really when you look back, somewhat you think, you know what, some of them are really good, but some of them it's like Rugrats specifically. Some of the episodes of Rugrats, like, this isn't, you know, this is just kind of, your memory makes it seem better than it actually is. Some of them are really good, but I guess what I'm saying is, you always have a nostalgia for, like, old cartoons or old anything, but when it gets down to it, sometimes the new stuff is actually better for writing and other purposes.
Like, what example would you give, other than the show that I know we both love?
Well, personally, and I know other people might agree, the new Thundercats, I really like that, and it's definitely better than the old one. The Avatar: The Last Airbender series is...
And the Korra one.
Yeah, though, why are you just standing there?
I don't know.
No, but though I'd argue no one who's a fan of that show, don't hate me, because I actually like that show, but the ending, specifically because of the villain, was kind of eh. And I think part of the reason was because they were trying to cram so much in like 12 or was it 13 episodes. But yeah, both of those shows are really good. So yeah, I mean, I'm talking about like Western, I'm not talking about like anime, because anime still, that's a whole different ballgame, and I still argue that's still good, because they, Japan has a different stock, and you don't see any Western cartoons except for Avatar, but again, it's done in a kind of Eastern style. You don't really see many Western cartoons that tend to take most of them are comedies. You don't really see many that take a serious take on things. And I kind of almost, that's what, you know, I'm going into the animation. That's kind of what I want to see more of to an extent. And I think we're starting to get to that point a little with TV shows. I mean, I can't give a ton of examples because there really aren't a ton of examples.
I mean, MTV just canceled Jersey Shore. It's getting serious.
Well, hey, but the spin-offs still exist, man. The spin-offs with Snooki, it's still not gonna die.
I never watched Jersey Shore. I never watched an episode, and I never will. And I'm praise God, I'm not going to, because that's just so dumb.
Well,
so dumb.
It is. I actually I'm getting to the point in my life where I've kind of come to the conclusion of, look, I don't like Jersey Shore, but when it gets down to it, why does it matter? I mean, why can't people who like Jersey Shore watch it and enjoy it? I mean, it's clearly on because people watch it, so if they want to watch it, I might think it's stupid, and I might say, this is dumb, but there's no reason to make an uproar about it. It seems like people...
It's a health hazard.
Well, it seems like people, whenever anything they don't like is shown, people make such a whole big deal about it, and they start trying to crusade to get it down, like Twilight and Justin Bieber. It's like, you know what? Who cares? Just don't ignore it. I know...
Maybe they're just making a ruckus just to make a ruckus.
Well, I do think people have that option, or do have that viewpoint. I just know, it just seems like on all parties that sometimes it's better just to, something can coexist, something can exist and just, you can just ignore it. I mean, there are situations where it is actually advisable to actually try and have it pulled for some reasons. I can't think of any off the top of my head. One of the things I could argue is with like Star Wars, a lot of people hate the prequels, but one thing that I can understand with them, because I personally don't like the prequels either, but Lucas is actually erasing what the originals were and is changing them and altering them, and I can understand people being like, look, we want to just enjoy the originals and ignore the prequels, but you're changing the originals, so we can't even enjoy them as they were. So, I can understand that.
Yeah, I'm on the opposite side of that coin. I like... Well, not really opposite, just kind of like the outside group. I like both of them equally, honestly.
I used to like the prequels, but I've kind of gotten this thing where action segments are really boring for me now, unless there's a purpose behind them. Like, okay, I told you I watched The Dark Knight. The ending of the action segments in them were interesting because you cared about what was going to happen. You know what I mean? Like, you cared about what the result was going to be because you cared about the characters. And this is when it gets, where I've come from, is characters are the most important thing for me nowadays. I don't care if the plot sucks or if the action is ridiculous. If the characters are interesting and I care about them, then the show is at least good enough for me to want to be interested in it. Because... like with Star Wars, there was no, I didn't, back when I was a child, it was just like, oh yeah, action, it was fun. Now, I don't care about the characters in the prequels, so the action is just pointless moving for me, you know what I mean? If that's not the way for someone else, okay, all the power to you, but to me,
it was probably designed that way, though. And I never read the novels, the Star Wars, I think they were actual novels.
I think they came after,
the whole story.
I think they came after, though.
Really?
Yeah.
Were there novels for the prequels that came after episodes 4 through 6 came out?
No, I meant they came after. Like I read, there was a novel on the Clone. I know there's the extended series, but specifically there's a novel like that was based on the movie, but it was released after the movie came out. I believe it wasn't like.
Oh no, I was thinking there was novels that were made before the films came out. Like this was the. Essentially the inspiration. It was kind of like Twilight was a book before it became a movie.
No, I don't think that was the case. There was an extended series, but I don't know if I'm saying it right, if it's extended, but there was another, it was a book series, but Lucas, he made the prequels, he didn't base it on a specific book, to my knowledge, and if he did, he probably wrote the book, you know what I mean? Like, it was his creation.
Oh, you're thinking of it's called the Expanded Universe.
Okay, yeah.
That's it.
But the thing with the... One thing I can say, at least with the first movie, Phantom Menace, which is the one everyone always criticizes the most, with the Phantom Menace, you could pretty much remove that movie from the series, watch with Clone Wars as the first movie, or I'd argue the preferable way of watching would be watch New Hope, then The Empire Strikes Back, where you get the plot twist that Darth Vader is Luke's father, then watch Clone Wars, and Return of the Sith. Revenge of the Sith, because those two would be good like flashbacks, and then you go to the finale with Return of the Jedi. But you could pretty much remove Phantom Menace, and it would have no relevance on it. You would not do anything. You would still watch all the movies and get the exact same amount out of them, because there's really nothing in Phantom Menace that really adds to the series in any way. And
but pod racing.
Well, no. I mean that's the main thing. You could dissect Phantom Menace and say why it's a bad movie. People have, and they've done it successfully. But pretty much, the main thing you could talk about is there's pretty much... none of the characters are really relatable, and nor do you care about them. And if you remove it from the series, it doesn't add or subtract anything by taking it out. Or
hey, if you don't have pod racing, you don't have Star Wars.
No,
it's that simple.
To be fair, though, I did enjoy the game that was based off of it for the N64.
Oh, no, you know I enjoyed even better? The arcade game. With the actual... Like, they had it at Disney Quest when we went up there. They had the actual, like, pod... You sit in the pod racer and you're in it. That was cool. Anyway, we missed a cutscene. The Temporal Tower is actually violently... having violent tremors.
Well, yeah, but we knew that pretty much.
The entire tower.
We kind of knew that was happening.
I know, but we have to emphasize that it's still happening. It's like, yeah.
I do like this. I kind of like this music better than the other one. I do like the first section's music, but this one I kind of like a little better just because it's I don't know. It's kind of... You'd expect at this point to be an epic build-up going up at the tower, but I kind of like that it's more somber. You know what I mean? That's more quiet.
Yeah.
It actually seems to fit better.
And I don't know if you caught this, Mega, but in the downtime between dungeons and after you get out of this part of the dungeon, you can actually hear like the ticking of a clock.
Oh yeah, you can hear it here
music.
too. I think.
Oh, you can hear it here. Let me turn it up a little bit.
I think in the music you can a little bit, or it's kind of used.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yeah, there's a clock ticking. If you guys can hear it. I don't know if you guys will be able to hear it because we're kind of talking over it.
Well, I mean, if you adjust the music right, they'll be able to.
Yeah,
using sound power. Or sound
the
power.
Power of music. It's the power of music.
This part is... I'm trying to think what else I can talk about in this section that's useful. I know Porygon's 2 wasn't too difficult. Was there any Pokemon that I had trouble with? I don't know. Overall, again, it's just kind of... beware.
Yeah. Just the trouble spots. Probably Salamence's Zen Headbutt is a pretty powerful move.
I don't think I ever had trouble with that.
I'm trying to think of who else. See, there's Porygon Z, right? Oh, Porygon Z, and I think Porygon 2 as well. They have moves like Signal Beam, Psy Beam that they can hit you with from afar. So if you're kind of waiting for them to approach you,
beware.
It might be a bad idea to do that. So sometimes if they're attacking from afar, you want to kind of close in on them.
How are you already full of items?
I don't know.
You must not. I mean, I know there's a lot of items, but you must not put that many away to already be full of them.
I have a lot of orbs, I guess. There's some orbs.
Oh,
Aha, Monster House. Here we go. I think is this the first one we've really encountered?
I've encountered one, remember? And that was way back in like Crystal Caverns, I believe.
Oh, okay. This one's a huge one though. There's a lot of Bronzong in here.
Yeah. Luckily with Discharge though, they can go out pretty fast.
Yeah. I switch the set moves so that the only set move for Pikachu is Discharge, and I just let myself hammer away.
Yeah, really, monster houses aren't too bad, especially at this level. Like, I at one point when I did this, I did another run of this. I did actually 2, but I did a second run. And when I did it, I encountered a monster house, and I had like no revive seeds, and I had no way of healing myself. But with using like orbs to stop them from moving, that's, you know, slumber orbs, and the enemy or foe hold, foe fear. Those orbs all really are great, useful. Without the orbs, it's a little tricky, but with Discharge, even then, it wouldn't be that bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Discharge could knock out half of depending on what Pokemon appear. Half of them in the room could be gone on the first hit. So definitely a good countermeasure in case you don't have anything to help you out. And this will actually be a great move for a possible Zero Isle run if you're considering it.
You mean Discharge?
Yeah, when Pikachu learns the move, it definitely can be helpful.
And Chimchar was going to learn Slack Off. We actually decided to go with keeping the current moveset, because I think the current moveset's pretty good. Besides, arguably, you might say Fire Spin could be replaced. But Slack Off's, you know, pretty good too, because basically, and you might want to replace, I might replace Scratch eventually with it, because you can go back and relearn it, I believe, from Electivire. but slack off basically heals half, you said, of the HP.
Yeah, half of your total HP. So if Chimchar used it, he would get 108. No, 58. Sorry,
wait, that's
not
not what?
58.
That's not half.
No, I mixed. I derped. 58 HP would be returned to Megastol, which would be really nice. It's a good alternative to an Oranberry.
However,
because we haven't seen a lot of Oranberries in dungeons.
However, I almost think depending on what move you combine it with, it would be better for linking to an extent. The only thing with that is you would keep healing every time, but I feel like the problem with heal moves in like the regular Pokemon games is you heal, and then the Pokemon has a turn to attack you and probably, damage you back to where you were. If you have the Link move, though, you can heal and still attack at the same time.
Yeah, and I would combine it with definitely a move like Brick Break would be nice, like a Slack Off Brick Break, or perhaps a Slack Off Fire type move. Like I wouldn't use Fire Spin because Fire Spin has a weird accuracy problem in this game.
Well, I think it has a weird accuracy problem in the main game, but I personally haven't had that much trouble with Fire Blast.
Well, I have.
Well,
you're terrible with Fire Spin when I'm controlling you. By the way, I am playing this game right now. I saw a commenter say, "Mega, you need to. Are you almost done beating Dialga?"
But they were. No, I think I did read it that way too. And I assume we were recording together. But what they were asking is they were asking about music that's coming up, and I think. I will admit, I did think what you were thinking, that they were like, Omega's playing, but I don't think that's what they're implying, because they knew that we commentate together anyway, you know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
why
PTM
am I
is
sitting there?
I don't know why you're sitting there. You're probably like, well, no, I'm getting ahead of myself. There's something that's funny to me about this tower, but I'm getting ahead of myself. PTM knows what I'm talking about.
I don't know. I can't even guess. I can't even guess what you're thinking.
You know what I'm talking about because I said I was going to talk about this. About you and the tower.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. What'd you say again?
I'll mention it later.
Oh, I hate traps. I figure out something about traps. I think maybe in this room. Actually, I think it was in this room. I don't know. No, it wasn't in this room. I figure out something about how to reveal traps. If you don't have like Trap Finder IQ skill.
How?
It involves throwing things.
Oh, you can throw it and it will reveal the trap.
And I think it has to happen a certain way though.
Yeah, but that's still, you had to get lucky though. Still.
Yeah, it was a random. It's like I messed up in choosing an item at some point. That's how I found out.
Oh, and I want to mention one thing that I did find. I said the Mystery Dungeon Blue Rescue Team is better, or is not as good as this game and this series. But one thing that I did find about that game that was better, the Pokemon do have almost like an equipable. The way that you hold items, they stay on. It's like that's their item. And I don't know why they removed that from this game, because that's one thing that's kind of annoying, is you keep forgetting that you have to give the item every time you re-enter, you know what I mean? But in Blue Rescue Team, each Pokemon has a hold item that they keep forever. And I'm assuming the reason was because of the way that game was set up with friend sections or whatever, or friend areas. The Pokemon, if you had a bunch of them, could have an item, and then you wouldn't know where your items were. But they could have easily fixed that in this game by still allowing you to hold items, except for the extra Pokemon maybe, or I don't know. If you put your Pokemon back in the assembly, they drop any hold item they have. That might have been one thing. But I don't know why they got rid of equipable items, because that was kind of nicer from what I've experienced. And
I don't remember too much from Blue Rescue Team. I'm probably gonna have to do a playthrough of that again, because I have beaten it before. And I honestly found the rescue missions
boring.
I found them more enjoyable in Blue Rescue Team than on here.
Really?
Yeah. The one thing that Blue Rescue Team lacked was a lot of dungeons and content and special challenges, which this game has plenty to offer in that regard. like, I keep mentioning Zero Isle, but that is a huge one.
Yeah, the thing is, a lot of the game's content, I think, comes in the post-game, because you get a lot of extra dungeon, like a ton of extra dungeon and stuff. So I do think you get a little bit more when you start doing after the main story. Not that the main story's bad by any means, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of the extra missions you get are kind of like, I don't really want... Though I feel like that was in the case in Blue Rescue Team, from what I experienced. It did feel like a lot of, I'm going back through this dungeon to do pointless... I guess my thing is that what I like about this dungeon is how this game is how they add the enemy. Why did you give Pikachu the pure seed?
Yeah, I guess for lulz. No, I actually meant to give it to myself, and I did cheat. So, but we get to see Brick Break.
And I like how this game added outlaws. That was the word.
Yeah.
Because I think those missions are more exciting. I think there's a little bit more exciting missions, whereas the rescue missions and retrieving items were just, to me, they seem more boring. Personally.
Oh, there's my XI seed.
Yeah, I think you get like one in this dungeon, because I did one through there and I got an XI seed, so...
Yeah, it took a while. I was thinking, when I was thinking going through the dungeon, I may have to take on Dialga without an XI seed or a sleep seed.
Hey, you spoiled the boss, man.
Excuse me.
They didn't know we were going to fight Dialga.
Well, guess what? We're fighting Dialga, okay?
Hey, man, it could have been a Wooper. For all they know, they could have been a Wooper at the top of the tower, and that would have been
It could have been a hologram of Groudon, or Kyogre, or whatever.
Could have been Wigglytuff.
Hiya! Wigglytuff. Hiya! I'ma kill you.
Yes.
Wait, what?
Oh, God. Anyway, yeah, well, since you already said it, yeah, unless you're at a high level, you do kind of want to have XI seeds for this upcoming battle. You could probably get away with not having it, but it's definitely useful to have. But yeah, PTM didn't have any, but luckily you get one in this tower.
Yes.
And this is the pinnacle of the tower, so we're at the top.
The apex. The climax of the
that
tower.
doesn't look good. Okay, I guess I'll start saying what I'm saying now, because there's not really anything important at the moment happening. So, PTM was having a little bit of trouble recording this.
Yes, I think this is my 7th attempt.
And it wasn't the dungeon that gave him trouble, it was this part. So, I think it was Wednesday, or was it a few nights ago, when he's still having trouble with it. I'm like, did you finish it? And he's like, no, I haven't finished recording it yet. I keep dying. So I said...
Here's the annoying part about this upcoming battle. The boss can dodge your seeds very well.
Well, any bosses can dodge seeds, technically.
But this boss kept dodging my XI seed.
But even before that, you were still having trouble, even when I think you did hit him with the XI seed. And I said, well, here, give me the file, I'll try doing it. So I went through the dungeon, and then I responded to him, so you're probably going to kill me, but I beat him in one try and killed him in 3 turns. And PTM was like...
Here's the thing. This is Dialga, guys. This is
technically kind of primal. He's not fully primal.
Because, I mean, if you notice the orange, like, the orange stripe down his neck is normally white. But that signifies that he's...
But he's starting to lose... But he still can talk, so he's just starting to lose his mind.
Well, he's saying, ooh.
No, before that he was saying stuff. He was saying, you're destroying the tower, blah, 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 blah,
blah. That's how I'm gonna greet everyone.
Don't do that.
Hey, PTM,
But anyway, basically, the point is, PTM has tried this so many times and finally succeeded, and I was able to do it on one try.
The funny thing is, the first time I played this game, I beat Dialga on my first try. It wasn't funny.
I think you just had really bad luck. Anyway, this music's really awesome.
Yeah, let's pause for a sec and let them listen.
Well, I want to say the strategy real quick.
Throw seed. Go to Dialga. Kill.
Well, the thing I did for this was I used the XI seed, but then Violet seeds are really good here because Dialga only has about 800 HP. So if you can get him to just not do much, you can easily take him out in not too much time, because with the Violent Seed, it doubles your attack, and like that makes Fire Blast, for example, like 200 or so. So it only takes a few Fire Blasts.
Oh, Dialga has a ability called Intimidator, which prevents attacks. Normally, I think normally that decreases the attack stat, but this game it just neglects the attack. But whenever he uses it on my linked move, it only works on scratch, so Fire Blast will always go through.
So that's a good way to have. That's a good reason to have link moves. Also, surprisingly, I never had that happen to me. I think you're just unlucky. But also, Dialga can, or I'm saying his name wrong. D-Man can use Roar of Time. And Roar of Time does a lot of damage, but it also gives him a turn of pause or so you have that moment to actually heal up and get back into the game. Because he'll stop attacking for a while after Roar of Time. So it's a double-edged sword. It can do a lot of damage to you, but it can also help you in taking him down, which he's dead now.
And D-Man is defeated.
The D-Man is dead. But yeah,
it's but I'll help you, Mega. Dialga, because time dial. I figured that out like a few episodes ago, and I was saying it wrong. I was saying Dialga. I was like, oh,
I prefer D-Man. I'm calling him D-Man.
Yeah, D-Man. It's gotta be
Dinosaur.
D-Man, the guardian of Newfoundland. Anyway, D-Man's defeated, and we need to save the world. So let's go ahead.
Yeah.
And
I was gonna say though, PTM, you were really tenacious on getting this done. So I really thank you for never giving up.
Don't stop.
Don't stop. We're in luck now. Anyway, we put the time gears in, and why didn't they just have the time gears in there in the first place? If it restarts time, you know what? Yeah, I question the logic of
plot element missing. Could it be filled?
Well, that's always something you can question, but it's like, why didn't they just have the time gears in there in the first place? Because then you wouldn't have, I don't know. But either way, we've saved the world. We're done.
Wait, we're done. That means we got electrocuted. We're done.
We're dead. We are dead.
We are of the dead.
No, actually, we barely made it.
Barely.
The tower's pretty much ruined, but it survived.
Oh, we're no longer in a red tone.
It's yellow. I prefer the red tone.
Yellow.
It's yellow.
Ah, you've saved the world through the power of pollution.
This is Temporal Tower. And look, he's no longer orange.
Now we get to face off against normal Dial.
You would kill yourself if that happened. You would really... I don't know how you dealt with having to fight him so often. How did you keep your sanity, PTM?
Nope. Just Chuck Testa.
Nope, Chuck Testa. Oh god, I should use... That should be something you should just use whenever someone asks you a question. It's like... So how'd you do at school today? Nope,
I have
Chuck
an idea
Testa.
for... See, and now I have an idea for a video.
What, just Chuck Testa?
Get like stuffed Pokemon animals and like hold them around a wall corner and be like, is this a Pikachu? Nope. Chuck Testa.
Yeah, but I don't know. With that thing, that's pretty much just duplicating what the original is. I feel like if you're gonna make a really successful,
like,
the Hinland's like dead.
It's like, nope, just Ash Ketchum.
But if you want to make a really successful parody, I think you need to make it like ridiculously over the top. Anyway, D-Man is still alive.
Yay, D-Man.
And the planet's paralysis has been prevented. The world's at peace. The last Metroid is in captivity.
Congratulations.
This is happy end.
I can't think of too many other typoed endings.
Oh no, there's a ton of them if you look for them.
Yeah, when you see the picture of the Hidden Land looks like the Hidden Archipelago.
Well, the Hiddenland's also now destroyed, so like they say the Rainbow Stone ship still works. Well, yeah, but how are we gonna get to Lapras? There's a giant rumble everywhere. We are now gonna
Well,
save our game. Maybe? No.
no.
Oh yeah.
Why would I save? We already
Save
saved
this
the
one.
world. Why would I save our game?
But wait.
All right, time to go home.
And oh god, this scene. I'm
Oh.
going to feel emotion.
Constipated.
No, I'm not constipated.
Oh. I thought that's what.
What's
the
with you and
image
dirty
was.
jokes? Well, bathroom jokes.
No, it's not.
That is
No,
a,
look. See, you see Chimchar's face? He just looks like he
he's
needs to go to the
injured,
bathroom.
man. He's injured. What? I don't get that. I don't like bathroom jokes personally.
I don't either. That's how he looks. Oh, settle down.
Oh, this scene. I don't see how you can't find emotion in this. So yeah, because we saved the future, and because I'm from the future, I'm not gonna exist anymore.
I can see the
And
future.
I'm dead, man. You wanna see the future?
Oh, that's what D stands for in D-Man. Dead man.
Dead man. Oh god, the music. No, the music. It's so sad.
Oh,
And
I think this is the first time that you actually
I
talk directly. You talk directly to me.
When I told you I just beat the game recently, and when I saw this scene, I couldn't help but tear up a bit, because I know it's just Pokemon, I know it's not the saddest thing ever in the world, but it's, I don't know, it's emotional to me. I felt the same way during the TTYT ending. I think it's the music mostly, and again, the fact that this is the first time he talks directly, it's just...
You know, unlike this scene, the scene where Eris dies in
Oh, that's
Final
just
Fantasy
silly.
VI, I laughed at that.
Who cares about Eris? No one liked Eris. But this, I'm dead. Oh my god, this scene really does, God damn it, music. God damn you and making me feel emotion.
I think you're taking that over the top. Just like the time when I bawled on the final episode.
I'm not making it over top. I'm probably saying, talking about this too much, but the music really does. Oh, and that part of the music right there.
Hey, guess what? You remember those flashbacks that we loved so much?
No, we're getting into that, but not right now. We're ahead of ourselves. But yeah, I have to go favorite this music after this episode because it's so sadly sad.
They need to turn this into a rock sound.
No. Well, actually, it kind of reminds me of something, but I'm not sure what. But yeah, I'm dead. Well, technically not dead. I'm non-existent.
Yeah, you don't exist. You're not dead because, yeah. Well, we actually don't know where you went.
Well,
You could have just been brought back to your own timeline.
Yeah, but
perhaps.
that timeline no longer. Well, I don't know. We don't know where I exist. The one thing that
Sciences.
the one thing I'd say that's odd about this ending, even though I really like it, I think it's really well done. But the one thing that I don't understand is they talk about me going and telling everyone about what happened. It's like, but it was no one's fault. At least. There was no one's fault that this happened necessarily, so why do we need to tell people what happened, you know what I mean? What would be the purpose of spreading the word? I'm not sure. It just seemed like that was something they added to be a little bit more dramatic that didn't really make that much sense, but,
Maybe, well, because the Hiddenlands kind of was basically mythology until this point, so maybe he's just telling everyone that that thing actually exists and that's actually something.
Well, no, he wanted to tell about them saving the tower and everything else, and they wanted to prevent it from happening or something, I guess. I wasn't paying attention more because I was focusing on the beast.
You asked, Mega asked Pikachu to tell everyone about it so something like this doesn't happen again.
Oh my god, this is sad.
Yep. And so Mega and PTM finally succeeded in their mission and saved the world from disaster. PTM departed from Temporal Tower, traveled across the ravaged Hidden Land, rode Lapras across the sea, and safely returned to Treasure Town.
Where he jumped off the cliff. The end.
Now here's the scene where I jump off the cliff.
I love how they just reuse the exact same animation from before, but with no...
Guess who's missing?
Wigglytuff.
No, Team Skull.
No, screw them.
Wait, is that a Wigglytuff tent?
Yeah.
Nope.
No, we're not. This is a sad scene. This is a sad ending. We can't make humor. No humor. I forbid it. You can make humor in an upcoming part because that part is you know what I'm talking about. Wait, where did that Polytoad? You know, oh no, that's team. What am I? That's the happy joy joy team.
That's team.
Team happy
team.
joy. That's what their team is.
Oh. So months passed. Treasure Town returned to its cheerful routines. The scars from the plant's injuries slowly healed, and life gradually returned to normal. As for Pikachu,
Oh god, that music.
no one knows what happened to him.
He's right there.
Oh.
It's Bidoof.
And as months passed, Wigglytuff retired as Guildmaster.
No, he didn't. Don't make up fake facts.
And enlisted Bidoof as the new Guildmaster.
Suddenly, a meteor came out of nowhere and killed everyone. The end. You can't make stuff up.
Everyone died.
No.
The end. There's the Krabby.
This music, not nearly as sad, but it's sad considering the circumstances.
Ooh, bubbles.
Seriously, tell me, man, how you cannot feel at all emotional. You don't feel it.
I'm emotional. I'm not sad. I'm
Why?
happy because there's bubbles blowing in the
Bubbles, man, they make everything better. I love bubbles.
It's like everything is fun.
Actually, that's true. Bubbles do make everything good. Another thing is Yakety Sax makes everything funny if it's sped up. It really does. Everything is funny with Yakety Sax if it's sped up.
Oh, I have to think of a good scene to put that together with.
There's any scene.
Oh, the scene where in Final Fantasy X when who's the main character? The guy laughs.
I don't know. You're the one who played. Oh, you mean Titus?
No, 10. Titus, yeah, when Titus laughs with that girl, and he's like, ha 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 ha.
That would be better with Yakety Sax, I admit it. So yeah, here, I almost can excuse this, what's happening, because of the situation, but get ready for, like, flashbacks upon flashbacks upon flashbacks upon flashbacks upon flashbacks upon
The good thing about these flashbacks, though, they don't drag on. They're like quick. They're quick fire flashbacks.
And they summarize everything that happened, and pretty much, yeah, they make sense. I'd argue
this one was pointless. This one right here, whatever.
Well, yeah, but it's kind of talking about, you know, us being friends. I can actually say this is a good use of flashbacks for the most part, because the worst use of flashbacks is flashing back 2 seconds, so they use this flashback so often in this. I think they use it like 5 times. But yeah, I actually don't mind flashbacks here. I just, I would like it more if they hadn't abused flashbacks through the entire game, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Now, I think, one of these flashbacks is actually a flash forward, technically.
Really?
The first use of a flash forward.
I don't
well,
think it's a flash
kind
forward.
of, yeah.
Also, the music's awesome here.
Yes.
And that scene's pretty cool. I forgot how cool that scene is. Oh my god, the music is... Oh, the music...
That one right there. These next couple ones are flash forwards, because technically that was in the future.
Yeah, but it's a no, but technically it's a flashback to the future, so it's a future... It's a flash... You know, yeah, what... Technically it's a flashback because you experience that, but you experience in the future...
You know, yeah.
Also... Is it just me, or does this sound a little bit like Smile, Smile, Smile? That part right there, it sounded
Hold on a second.
You'll have to listen to it because you think you missed the part. Okay, right here.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
No, actually it sounds like the intro to My Little Pony.
Meh.
It's like, My Little Pony. I used to wonder what... Yeah. A little bit,
No,
that one part.
yeah, whatever.
Anyway, fond memories, yeah. Sulking.
Well, if I disappear right now, wouldn't you be sad?
I'm gonna let that one simmer for a second.
You're a horrible friend, Bidoof.
Yeah, if you were to disappear right now, I'd be more confused than sad.
If you have to die right now in a horrible explosion due to the carelessness of a friend, that would be okay.
What?
You don't know that quote?
I know it, I just don't know where it's
SpongeBob,
from.
man! We had to have a SpongeBob quote in the finale.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, that's the finale. I'm dead. So yeah, that's Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Darkness. There is the post game we still have to do, and we'll be doing that. But for the most part, this is the end. So yeah.
Once there was an ugly set of bubbles.
No.
They were so ugly that everyone died.
Oh, I love this music too. But yeah, let's sum up our thoughts on this. I've enjoyed this project actually. I'd argue it's probably my second favorite project I've done for CSS.
Second only to Advance Wars, Black Hole Rising.
For you? For me, it would be Wind Waker.
Well, that is a complete bold-faced lie.
No, I'm saying in projects I've done. I haven't done. I haven't.
TTYD does not top your list.
I don't know. Personally, I really liked. I don't know. I really enjoyed this one. I've enjoyed Wind Waker, but I enjoyed. What's here? You know what's something is odd? These credits are scrolling up without being broken up by the screen, but the bubbles are. That's weird. I think that they would.
Yeah, the credits are breaking the fourth wall. Well, the 3.5 wall, technically.
But yeah, this I don't know. I enjoyed this game. It was interesting. It was the first DSL LP we've done. What did you think? Did you enjoy?
I love this game. Probably in my DS library. Probably my favorite DS game, definitely.
I wouldn't say it's my favorite DS game, but it's definitely up there. Well, DS has so many great games, but it's definitely one of my favorite Pokemon games probably now. It's probably in my top 5.
And honestly, I prefer these games over the main version titles now. Mm-hmm. I can't bring myself to play those games too much anymore. Just these are more interesting to me.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same with Mario games for me. Spin-off Mario titles now are becoming more and more my thing.
Mm-hmm. And I thought for the most part this project, in terms of the actual Let's Plays, went pretty well. I think we did a pretty good job, and we both did a really getting everything done, because this is a pretty massive project actually. I mean, I don't think it's the longest project technically. I think Fire Emblem was technically longer.
Yeah.
No, we're still not done, but this project was pretty massive in its own right.
Yeah, we're going past the 2 current projects, Ratchet and Clank, and the We Compete. It's going to go past those 2, definitely.
It's already gone past Ratchet and Clank. It might go past We Compete. I think it will.
Well, depending on how many videos they produce, too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this one's going to run into October, I think, at the latest.
End of October, early November is our estimate based on what we know of the extra content. So stay tuned for that, but I hope you guys all enjoyed the main story so far and enjoyed this project. I really liked it. Like I said, I've had fun with this.
So if you guys want to pick this game up, you should pick this game up if you're watching this video. Definitely pick it up.
Probably I'd say Sky. Even though I like Darkness, I would recommend picking Sky because there is more content technically in that.
Yeah, Sky's a good pickup. Just like with Just like with 2nd and 3rd generation, get Crystal, get Emerald, go for it's in kind of that same vein, Explorers as Sky. So you'll get what you get in here, plus some extra story development with Grovyle and Wigglytuff, and you'll see different things.
In terms of the game overall, though, love the music. The art style's great. Gameplay is a little repetitive at times, but it's that way in the main games too. So don't really mind it so much. It's just overall, this is a really good game, and I feel it's underrated. And yeah, I just had a lot of fun doing this project.
The Bubbles had fun being accompanied with us during this credit sequence.
The Bubbles. Bubbles.
Bubbles. My Bubbles.
So yeah, I'm dead. That sucks.
Yeah, I'm alive.
Well, screw you.
Staying alive.
But wait, there's more.
Wait, Temporal Tower. Why are we back here?
Now, okay, people could outcry this, and to be fair, because we had to have a post-game, they do need to do this. But I fully support this because they do it in a way that makes more sense compared to TTYD's ending and other endings. At least they do it in a logical way. So basically, as you could probably guess, I'm not going to stay dead.
Well, technically, you were never dead to begin with.
I was non-existent, which is probably worse. It's worse to be dead. It's worse to not exist than it is to be dead.
I'm going to define it as trans-dimensional stasis.
Okay, go ahead, do that. But yeah, D-Man with his power is going to bring me back.
D-Man.
And if you watch for the post-game stuff, you will see a continuation of me and PTM's adventures. But for now, that's the end of the main game. I hope you guys all enjoyed. And yes, our heroes are reunited.
Reunited, and it feels so good.
Aww. So happy. No, not even the end. End.
Happy end.
Happy end.